This month is all about the lower back. Today, we're going to discuss some different poses or variations of poses aside from plank that we can incorporate into our classes and or personal practices. Last week, we talked a little bit about the importance of balancing our practice and our classes. And I want to mention that even though there are technically degrees, there's different degrees of what's considered quote unquote normal, tilt of the pelvis, we do need to remember that every person is different, and what visually appears to be an extreme spinal curvature may actually be extreme for one person, but not another, because we are all built differently. So let's discuss a few poses. Bridge is a good pose for strengthening those glutes. If someone has severe lower back pain, this may not be the pose for them, depending on where they're at. So please always encourage your students to listen to their bodies. Sometimes a folded blanket can be a nice cushion for coming in and out of bridge pose, just for a little bit of extra cushion. Bridge can also be a nice counter pose to a plank. Planks can help us strengthen the hip flexors and activate the core like we talked about. Bridge also activates the core, but in a little bit of a different way. And personally, I find these two poses to be a nice balanced combination, partly because plank closes off the chest and bridge opens it. And to me personally, I don't know, there's just something nice about going from facing the mat to facing the ceiling, going from prone to supine. Another nice one to make sure we can open that chest is fish pose. When we do these types of poses, we want to make sure we're rolling our shoulders down and back to protect our necks. I also really like to include child's pose in my warm-up and cool down, and definitely after practicing things like bridges and planks.